you feel it, the burning in your spirit, welling deep inside. You got a beast inside. I know it's hard to tame it, it's harder to explain it. Can't even get a picture, no matter how you frame it. There's so much pressure with all these external stresses, and undoubtedly try to test you. Gotta push them through the feeling, even though your mind is reeling. The power's deep inside and leads you if you were willing. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power.
So hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Power Shut Up podcast. You all know that we come here every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have amazing guests. So season 3 has been absolutely amazing. And our guests have been actually a lot of new guests. Sometimes we do repeats because we just love our guests and they're part of the family once they join us. But we have had some great guests for season 3, and tonight is not going to be an exception to that rule. But I did want to make sure that we honor this month because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I wanted to make the connection tonight with our guests, and I think that her story will really kind of empower others, and it's definitely an inspiration to me. But before we get started, I wanted to make sure that we welcome everybody back to season 3, and also to say happy birthday to anybody who's celebrating a birthday today, all those October babies. And I also wanted to say happy anniversary for anybody who's celebrating love. Y'all know I'm mushy gushy and all that good stuff. And I also wanted to send up prayers because I know that some people are celebrating things, but other people are going through stuff. And if you're talking about the world as a whole, we all going through something. For real. So I'm sending up my prayers to those people to remind you that we are not alone. And we just got to hang in there and keep doing what we're supposed to be doing. So without further ado, I wanted to actually introduce our guest. Now, I'm not going to do a regular read bio kind of thing, but I'll give you a little history on how I know this wonderful woman. And I met her in college. So if y'all notice, a lot of people that I went to even elementary school, whatever, I hang on to some of them folks because those people really know me. See, some of y'all don't be knowing. No, I'm just kidding. But I met her when we attended Spelman College a long time ago, really long time ago. Y'all can't tell. I know y'all can't tell how old we are, but I know, and I've had her on a previous show when I was in studio, and she called in and shared her amazing story. But I wanted you all to really kind of meet her and understand what she went through, because you would never know just looking at her what she's been through. And I think a lot of times we miss stories and we miss these what I call hidden treasures because we're thinking that we're going to see whatever they went through and then we can call it, but you can't see this. So Angie, welcome to the Power Shut Up podcast.
Thank you.
And I would love for you to kind of share with us your journey, because I know there are a lot of people that have gone through some things and they're scared, they're nervous. And to me, you kind of meeting you and hearing your story, I think will inspire people that they can get through this. And I'm going to ask you some tips on what just got you and pushed you through. But tell us a little bit about your journey with, breast cancer.
All right. Well, I'll just start off by saying, yes, I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor, coming up on 19 years. Well, actually, I'm in 19 years of
Wow.
survival since the first diagnosis. So yeah, it's about to be 20 years. So that's breast
huge.
cancer diagnosis 10 years apart. So I'm
Wow.
about to come up on my 10th anniversary. So I'm hopeful that we don't have any more repeats
Right.
every 10 years. But I'll just start off by saying yes, I was young. I was a young diagnosed breast cancer patient at the young age of 37.
Mhm.
And both times I found my cancer lump myself, just randomly. The first time I was up late making jewelry for an order for somebody's wedding, and it was late, and I was rushing because I got kids, got to get up in the morning, and I dropped a bead down on my shirt, and so I'm just
Looking forward.
just looking around, and it's like, oh no, what is that?
Right.
That's not a bead. That's clearly that's something else. So fortunately, I found it because I had not had a mammogram, yet, but I just had a very thorough breast exam, maybe only 3 to 4 months earlier. So that was scary because that meant that lump grew very quickly. Within 3 to 4 months, it had grown to a size that was noticeable and definitely different from the other breast. So first diagnosis, young woman, not even 40. So it was much more aggressive. They gave me the myriad of treatment, everything from, chemo, lumpectomy, radiation, then an additional year of a chemo type drug to help prevent the medication from coming back, and then a hormone pill that I took for maybe about a year. So yeah, first diagnosis, just devastating, but survivable.
Right.
And that is one of the things about breast cancer. It's very prevalent. 1 in 8 women will get it, but it is one of the most survivable cancers if we catch it early. So that's one of the first things I'll say is this: the due diligence of paying attention to your body, and and noticing things that are different, and just being an advocate for yourself. So of course, survived cancer. I'm like, okay, that was terrible, treacherous, lost all my hair, traumatized my children, my family, everybody under the sun. But I survived. So I was like, okay, time to live.
Right.
It was a wonderful opportunity for me to say, hey, not that it was exactly a blessing, but I'll take this gift of survival.
Right.
Having survived something, and it gave me an opportunity to feel good about living my life and being intentional about living my life. And I did so many things that I probably may not have done had I not gone through that when I went through it. Maybe I would have done it later in life, but at that moment, it was like, hey, it's time to grab hold of life and do all the things that you want to do, that you're born to do, that that makes a difference for you. So I definitely changed my lifestyle, living intentionally, getting out here, running races, not quite marathons, but just anything physical that would keep me moving. And then boom, 10 years later.
At this again, right.
Here we are again. And so yeah, second diagnosis. This time I'm pissed because it's like, wait a minute, I gotta
keep doing this again, right?
Naturally I thought, oh my God, maybe this one is the end. This is it. You may not, survive it. But I'll also say, yes, I found that lump myself again. So fortunately, when I went in, it was a fairly early stage 2. So definitely survivable. A little bit different from the first cancer. So the treatment was slightly different, but this time I decided I'm getting rid of this chick. She's causing a problem.
Right.
All these things are happening. She's trying to kill me. So I opted for a mastectomy a single mastectomy the
Okay.
second time around. So,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm getting rid of all the things.
You're like, I don't want to waste any time. Yeah, let's just do this.
Not anymore. But then, that gave me an opportunity to kick it up another notch. Just nothing's promised to us. There are things out there you want to do. And I just, decided to do so much more. Started to take on, marathons and just not letting anything stop me.
Right.
Just feeling like, this is my life. I want to live it. I mean, even through the chemo treatments, I asked my doctor, I'm like, can I run? Can I still exercise? And she's like, you do what you feel like your body can do. You know what that is. She probably had no idea how much I was
right. What you were really talking about.
Yes. But, to me, it was a lesson. It was a blessing. It was a testament. So it gave me more permission to live my life right. And I will say, Lisa, it's in some ways kind of has prepared me for a lot that we've been dealing with in these last 5 years. Because at this point, I feel like we're all survivors.
Right.
We went through COVID and we went through just numerous unfortunate killings of our brothers and sisters, and we've come together as a people just to even get torn right back down again,
right,
and take it back.
Well, and I want you to, because and I know when Angie talks about this, because she's been through so much, and yet you just carry it very well. And for those people, when she says that she wanted to make sure she could, just kind of keep moving, she's saying that very lightly. But when she says keep moving, I really wanted you to share some of the things that you meant when you said moving, because I know one time I was, on social media, because that's how I kind of stay connected with people that I don't talk to all the time. But one day I just saw her kind of hanging from the ceiling and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was beautiful to see. But I'm like, when did she learn to do that? But tell us a little bit about the things that you do to keep moving.
Yes. And I will say, yes, cancer has helped me just go ahead and literally do all the things. And I know growing up, I was somewhat athletic, and as you described me a little earlier in our conversation, lots of energy. So when you have that energy, you need to spend it.
Right.
Because a lot of times that's why some of us do get sick, because we deny ourselves the things that our body is telling us. This is what you're supposed to do. I feel like I am supposed to move. First of all, I began my running journey, just running with my friends, running races, learning that it wasn't too bad. Now, granted, I'm not FloJo or anybody like that, but I do. I do well enough to get a few accolades here and there. And then my kids were, still very active, and they were involved in dance programs and things like that, because that's another one of my loves. And my kids started in what they called an aerial dance program. And that's where they can, they literally hang from the ceiling, wrapping themselves in silks and doing just beautiful, very artistic, dance form that was very athletic and just amazing, and even involved trapeze, like a dancing trapeze, and I forget what they call those hoops. That's another thing. My brain doesn't work like it used to. There's a name for them things.
Right.
They spin around. And you know what, Lisa, watching them do it, and I just kept going to their programs and looking, and I was like, I think I want to do this. Like, why can't I? And they had adult classes, and they literally teach us from the ground up. And I mean that literally. We start out about here, and then we got to go here.
That's where I need to stay, right
right down there. But it was just amazing, just being able to, build my upper body strength and do something so artistic and creative. And it took me back to when I was a child, when I used to like to flip around in the living room, trying to impress my parents. So it just let me know that I still had the strength, that I could still move, and I could do all these just amazing things. And they would allow the parents, now I won't say parents, I'm saying parents because I'm a parent, but the adult classes, after we, took so many weeks of classes, they would allow us to do a showcase. So that was probably the things you were seeing me put online, is just some of the showcases that we got to do. So we could be up there acting like we were in Cirque du Soleil.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, a free show. Because I knew I couldn't do it, but you were inspiring me.
Yes. I mean, any opportunity I had to, to try something that I knew that was going to make me feel good and, give me the confidence and more than anything, build strength. Because I'm realizing now building strength is what really helps prepare us, for this world, for anything.
Yes.
Just being able to lift your body weight. And once I started doing it, I realized how important that is. And most of us, as we get older and our muscles start to deteriorate, we don't realize.
Yeah, we can't. Look, I don't even know if I could have because I did know even when I was younger, because I did swimming. So I was on a swimming team in high school and things like that. So I knew upper body strength. And I always had really a lot of upper body strength. But when it came to holding up your own weight, that was a challenge. But when I watched you, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, how is she doing that? Because I know first, as soon as I take a grip, I'm going right back down. My mind might be up there, but my body is like, no, ma'am.
And honestly, it's like everything else. It takes time. It takes training, just repetitiveness, all those things. Just like, as a swimmer, because that means you've got strength, like in your arms. So, your shoulders are probably even stronger than you realize. Because that was one of the things that was difficult for me, because I might grab hold here and there, but these poor little baby shoulders were like, like what are you trying to do? And so, you sometimes you don't even realize your own strength until you reach out and try it. I even did a few triathlons too, just little ones, not like the Ironman things where you
it would be that for me, though. I'd be like, that's a lot you got. So have you counted how many marathons you have been?
Yes, I know exactly how many marathons. See, I know exactly how many marathons I've done, because I have not done a lot of those, because running 26 miles at one time,
I could not imagine,
is a feat. So yes, I've only done 5 marathons, and I've only done
right. She said only, y'all. I'm just
2. I've done 2 what they call world majors, and those are like the big Abbott marathons that count towards, how many are there? There's 6. Well, now there's 7. There's 7 stars that you can get. So if you run 7 of these marathons, you can get this big, gigantic medal that shows all the marathons in that that group that you run. So I've only done 2 of those. I'm probably not going to do the other 5.
She says that now, but
girl, we're getting old. Oh, but I've run at least 30 half marathons.
Okay.
And those are 13 miles. So that's over how many years? I guess over 15 years I've run.
Wow.
30 half marathons and numerous 5Ks, and a few 10Ks.
Those are not like those numbers, like whatever. Just because I see, when I watch you, it might be for a certain seasons of the year, holidays and things, and you are just out there. And the thing about it is, when I watch you and what you're doing, you have a smile on your face the whole time. Like, I'm looking at you, like, the way you take on these challenges, just with grace, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. But I think what you were explaining before just makes sense, that once you've been through something like that, it's like, okay, well, let me give it a try.
Yes. And, and honestly, my purpose for doing them is to make me happy, is to, bring me happiness, bring me, strength, to know that I'm strong enough, and make me confident. So I should smile. Now, granted, you ain't seeing me in the middle of all of it.
Right.
when I'm out there dying or even
Right.
crying at some point. Because sometimes I'll be cursing myself out, like,
why are you doing it?
like there's no prize. Don't nobody care. Like,
We
who are you
do.
doing this for? Why did you think running 26 miles was a good idea? Like for what? Because you also have to train for this stuff, you
That's
have
true.
to train for months and months. But but once I do it, I realize, yeah, it makes me happy. And no matter how, and I tell people all the time, they laugh at me because I'm like, I really hate running.
Yeah. I wouldn't believe it.
I know.
You do
Yeah,
it
I hate the act of having to do it. I'm mad at myself because I'm out there hurting myself because I'm trying hard. Like if I wasn't trying so hard when I was running, I probably wouldn't hate it as much. But it's like I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to, do the best I can. And if I achieve like an age group award or something, it makes me feel great. So while I'm out there, I'm hating it. I'm mad. And I'm like, no, I don't feel like running any faster. And why do I have to try hard? But then once I accomplish it, just that feeling is amazing. And like I said, it gives you strength from within. And you almost feel like there are a lot of little things that you might have been mad about or worried about at work, this, that, and the other. Like once you do stuff like that, you're like, girl, yeah.
and you're showing other people who I remember deciding to do. Well, I was asked the first year. I'm still kind of mad at my friend who set me up. She knows who she is, but I'm just saying she asked me to do the 39-mile walk for breast cancer,
Okay.
and I was like, sure.
Is that over 2 days or 1 day?
It was the 2 day, and I think you walk 26 miles the first day, and then you do the last 11 or whatever it is the second day. Yes. And I didn't quite know, how intense this was going to be, but it was so rewarding for me because I did get the questions like, why are you doing this? And my husband was like, I mean, you don't want to write a check and support, like, why do you want to walk? And because what happened was I lost all my toenails. That was one of the things. So he was like, I'm not understanding why you would do this to your feet. But it was a beautiful experience.
It's so worth it.
It did challenge me in ways where we had to walk 26 miles around Washington, D.C. And we ended up in Silver Spring, Maryland. So we walked from D.C. So I was already like, wow. And then we had to pitch our own tent and, sleeping. And I am not a camper.
Sleeping outside.
I don't do bugs. Yes. But it was for the cause. And we met so many nice people and people who were pushing us. And it was because they couldn't, so that's what's pushing me is that I'm representing for somebody who would love to be doing this and can't do it.
Yes. And you know what's funny? I said that to someone and I really wasn't trying to be mean or spiteful when I said it, but I did 2 of those breast cancer walks. And I do remember one of the times we did it, it rained the entire weekend.
Yes. Oh, that's a whole nother
girl. Yeah, it is cold.
A little rain on, but it's still walking, right?
Yes. And we did, I think that was doing the 3-day. And that might have been either our second or third day. And she was just so in a crappy mood. And she was like, I can't believe we got to get out here. We got to walk in this rain. And I felt her in that moment because I didn't want to do it either. But I had to switch my thinking. I think at that time, yes, I was just finishing radiation treatment. I was still in treatment. And I said to her, I said, girl, but you know what? I'd much rather be doing this than be going and get chemo or something. I know that's
right.
And she was like, oh, okay.
Put things in perspective a little bit, like, this is not the worst thing you could be doing. And it's not just for you.
No, it's not just for you. But in the end, it ends up being for you.
That's true.
Because, yes, it's for them, you're representing, but in the end, how you feel after you've accomplished it. I mean, nobody else can understand that feeling until they felt it. You feel so accomplished. And if you keep that momentum for a little while, you probably ended up spreading that joy amongst other people.
It was an amazing experience. And I did it too. I think I did it 2 more times after that. because I just enjoyed
Yes.
experience so much.
Mhm.
And I was like, I really love walking. And I
See?
didn't do a lot of train, I know they said to train, but I did.
Yes, you're supposed to.
I know I didn't do so much training and I lost, this is confession. I lost all of
Mhm.
my toenails. And I
Yes.
learned something new though, because I was just like, oh my gosh. But then I was like, okay, well, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal for
They
those
grow
who are
back.
like, oh my gosh, it really is not a big deal at all.
No,
You can't
but
even tell,
it's
to be honest with you, you couldn't tell, but it was just the thought of it.
the
And
thought of it. Yeah.
when I was explaining the experience, of course, a lot of my friends were like, I don't want that experience. But I was sharing, like you said, I was sharing the
Mhm.
experience of people handing
Mhm.
you a little bit of candy along the
Yeah.
way, understanding what that meant with walking.
Right.
And
Right.
when
Yes.
you walk. A lot of times we have our hands down, the
Mhm.
blood rushes to your fingertips. So they were saying
Mm.
sometimes you need to walk
Put your
and
hands up.
have your hands.
Yeah.
And I didn't know none of that stuff before I did this. So
Right. Yes.
learn something
Yes.
new every day.
Exactly. And then sometimes you make friends along the way
Yep.
because so I think the first time I did the walk was with coworkers, and of course, I still know all those people. But the second time I walked with one of my really good friends, and then she brought along her cousin and her friends, and we're all still friends to
Hmm.
this day because that experience. And I just feel like those type of things, putting yourself through something, just it gives you strength, and it just really makes you more equipped to
Yeah.
handle so many other things. And like I said, all the stuff we're dealing with in this country, you know,
Yes. It
the unfortunate
reminds
stuff.
you. Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
because we need, we need this strength on a daily basis, just to keep going. And my kids will tell you times when I wasn't able to run or just had too much going on, or I was frustrated and I would just be in a really, really crappy mood and da 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 da. They would just be like, "Mommy, just stop, go get your shoes on, just go run, just
Go run. Go run.
just go, just get
But
outside."
I wanted to ask you though, so in some of those moments where it became more difficult to push
Yeah.
forward, what were some things that you kind of told yourself for those who may be struggling, or they might feel like, yeah,
Mhm.
that's good for you, but it was, I'm struggling. What would you tell some of those
Girl.
people? Because getting back up is the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. I think what I always would focus on was how I knew I was going to feel after. You
Mm,
know, just really put your mindset in that space. Don't think about where you are right now and what you're afraid of and what you're avoiding. Just think about the rewards.
yeah.
Think about the rewards and how you feel. And then a lot of times for me, especially when I was doing the running and stuff while I was going through treatment, it always made me feel at least 50% better than how I
Hmm.
felt before. And and I would always literally force myself to not think about it and just go. Before
Okay.
your brain even has the time to go like, that couch looks really good, or I just want to sit down. I don't want to do it. I would literally focus on leaving my job and just going straight,
Okay. Not
straight to
even
the
going somewhere where you could rest. Just go ahead and do it.
just go. Yeah, just go ahead and do it. And that's really the main advice I could give anyone is think about think about the accomplishment and think about the feeling that you're going to get afterwards, because you remember how you felt after you completed the breast cancer walk and how you felt at that end and how rewarding that was.
It really was. I mean, you would think you would be
Mhm.
exhausted and oh my goodness. And yes, I couldn't put on shoes for a couple of weeks, but
Mhm.
I was like, oh my gosh, I did that.
You
Like
did it.
I
Hmm.
did it. And then
It
you
feels
find
good.
out, because I had teasing my girlfriend, but she, we did the first day, we pitched the tent, but the second day, um, I think we got started, and then she was like, I can't do this no more. And I was like, wait a minute. I said,
Yeah,
wait a
what is
minute,
this?
what? You asked
Yeah,
me to come.
right.
So But
We
in
have
that
to do.
moment, there was another lady that was standing there, and she was like, "I'll call my husband. He's gonna meet me at the next thing." So I was like, "Well, I don't. I wanted. I'm hard headed, so I was like, "Oh no, if I'm out here, I'm gonna finish it." So
Mhm.
the lady next to me said, "Well, I'll walk with you." And then we talked and we walked and we helped other people who were struggling, and it was just an experience that I will never ever forget.
Mhm.
And wanted to do it again, and it rained the second time, and we put on our little
Yeah.
ponchos,
Right.
thinking, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that
Right.
I did this again." And it's not even that you had to have gone, had breast cancer, but I did have a scare. So some of that was
Mhm.
me
For
going through
you.
a situation where early, like you, I went for the first time to do to check, and they
Yeah.
found something.
They found it.
And
Okay.
I was like, what do you mean? Because I was very young to do that. So
Right.
when
Yeah.
and of course they treat you like you have it until they
Right.
find out
Until they
what it,
know that you don't. Yes.
and that was
Yes.
terrifying for me.
Mhm.
Because you just don't know. And I learned
You
a lot
don't
of
know.
things about what you can't eat,
Yeah.
that you never thought would harm you. Like that's when I learned that Kool-Aid had is it caffeine or something in it? It has
Oh,
something in it where they were saying you can't drink
red
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid or
Yeah, it was something I
anything
couldn't drink, and I was like, why can't I drink that? But I learned so many things,
because it's bad.
and I appreciated the experience because it gave me
Mhm.
another understanding about what people
Yes.
go through.
What people go through, and
Yep.
that is that is so important. And people don't realize how much we need some of this in our lives, the things that are going to challenge us. And hopefully it's not learning that you have cancer or having
Right.
to deal with some kind of devastating disease, but you need adversity and challenges to
Absolutely.
what I mean, to really really help you grow and arm you with the things that you need to be able to fight. And one of the things for me, it's like, okay, yes, cancer. Like I said, I'm coming up on my 10th anniversary. Cancer could come back, or it could be, it could be anything else that could come back. And so that's why my motto is literally to keep moving in any way it
Okay.
is. If it's running, if it's aerial dance, if it's me doing workouts with my daughter and her
Yes,
fitness
which I love.
program, or the dancing, because you know how much I love to dance.
Yes.
It's any of those things. It's just keep moving so I can continue to arm myself for whatever is yet to come. Because one of the things that's so disheartening and sad is that you'll find somebody who passed away, had a heart attack, stroke, and then you're like, well, they were so healthy. They how did that happen to them? They do all the right things. And it's because some of these things are inevitable, and it's
Right.
not in our control. But I do feel that a lot of folks who do keep moving their bodies and do the best they can to be healthy in terms of the things they put in their bodies, I found that a lot of them sometimes would fare better after a heart attack or a stroke or this, that, and the other, because they had the strength. Their body, their blood was flowing through their arteries a little bit faster.
Well, and not only physically, but mentally it prepared you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
things don't hit the same when you kind of acknowledge that things can happen.
Things can
And
happen.
I just got to keep moving and figure it out. As opposed to not being prepared, and now you think,
Right.
oh, everything's over.
It's over. I can't fight.
You can't fight with that kind of energy. You can't fight like that. So, and that's why I said when I will watch you, and even before I knew some of the things you went through, you, like I said, even in college, you had lots of energy. If you all knew Angie, Angie, if there was noise on the floor somewhere, Angie was there. She was full of energy, but it kept us going.
Yes.
It kept us going. She was the one that had you laughing and full of energy, and I love that. I think that is what pushed you through. And because he won't give you anything you can't handle. He knows, because you're going to represent for those people who struggle and remind them that you can do this.
Yes, we could do it. We just, we just got to be able to keep fighting in,
Yeah.
in any way you can. And everybody's different. But I just do everything I can, just to, by example, show people what we're capable of, because, there's not that much different about me than anybody else. So a lot of the things I can do, a lot of people can do.
Well, a lot of things we can't do either. I'm just speaking for myself. I will never. The aerial dancing is it's so beautiful. And I love that somebody that is my age can get up there and show them how it's done. So I use her to say, "Oh, us older
we can do this.
We can do anything." But I can promise you that I will not be going up in anybody's hair and flying with silk, nothing. Okay. Angie gonna represent for
whatever I can do. But I hopefully people won't be as afraid to try something.
I was like, "Oh, that is beautiful. Represent for us, girl. Represent."
Yes. But like I said, there's so many different levels to a lot of things. Like even with the aerial stuff, they also have what do they call aerial yoga, which is literally just an exercise class.
Okay.
And they will put you in the silk, which you literally are like this far off the ground.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
See, there are things that you're capable of, and that's why I always feel like, and it's never too late to start picking up weights, to start doing a little strength. It's never too late, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Those are heavy, or I'm going to bulk up. I don't want to be all bulky. But it's not even like that. A woman of our age, that's literally kind of the stuff that we need to combat, a lot of menopause symptoms and things. But there's strength training that you can do sitting in a chair. Literally.
Well, that's true.
There's chair exercise.
We're going to have Angie come back and give us a class on how to do this, because, and I speak from, I have arthritis in both my shoulders. And I used to love when I had a personal trainer. I really did love. He was like, "You lifting that?" But one of the things that I agree with you that I think hurt me, even in just aging, was that we were working from home, and I just didn't move a lot. And now that I'm retired, I really recognize how much I wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Because then when you do move, 24 to 48 hours later, my body is like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
I haven't been doing it for 5 or 6 years. So
it's got to get reacquainted to it.
Yeah, and it's harder to catch up the older you are. So keep moving is like one of the best. What you said about keep moving. I mean, it's really true to keep moving, doing anything. Cleaning up, washing clothes, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yes.
Yeah, just keep moving, because I think it keeps your mind going too.
Oh, I agree. And how you were talking about you can't believe that I have anything that hurts or this, that, and the other, because I got arthritis too.
She carries hers very well.
All in my hands, and I still be lifting weights and trying to grab things, and in my back. I even went to had to go to the doctor because my back was bothering me so bad with the running. And the first thing the doctor said to me was, he said, "Oh, you're going to have to stop doing all this running."
Really?
That was the first thing he said. And I looked at him and I was like, "Well, can you at least tell me what the problem is? Why, what's going on?" And he's like, "Well, you're running too much. You're losing all your, your cartilage, and before you know it, you could be bone on bone and get a herniated disc." And he showed me some awful video of all the terrible things that could happen if I continue to do the exercising that I was doing. But in the end, he sent me to physical therapy, and I, of course, never went back, because I think he was just a hater, because the first thing he's like, "Well, how far do you run? Like, how fast?"
He's mad. He's mad because he couldn't do it.
He couldn't run. Yes.
Haters don't do that.
But once I started the physical therapy, and I just, I kept it up and started looking at the exercises, and and read up on it some more. And because one of the reasons why I discovered my back was hurting so much, because I was doing some strength training and certain exercises were really hurting. And so what I had to do is I just incorporated, I still suck at this, but I did incorporate a lot more stretching and recovery in my routines. And by doing that, it actually allowed my body to be able to do more strength training.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the strength training, allow me to, to build up the muscles around my back. And to be honest, I actually forget that I have a little arthritis back there.
Because you're moving and building it up.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love that because, no matter what, every time I felt like, oh my gosh, that hurts, the more that I moved, the more that I, shook it off. And all of a sudden you were moving and forgot that get up. My husband, I'm giving him credit. He was a lot more, he received it a lot more. So although we would tease him about how he got up, he's like, yeah, but once I get up,
I
got it. But, it was hard I would say that I struggled more so with even, what I think I struggle with in getting older and being able to go through things like, challenges and things was I kept trying to go back to that feeling where nothing hurt. And
we ain't gonna never be there.
Never gonna be back there, but you gotta embrace the fact that you're never gonna be there.
Yes. And that's
that feeling for a long time. So it was depressing.
Yes.
So I like what you're saying about keep moving, because you still gotta keep moving.
Yeah, because every little bit of movement, it really helps. Because I know I don't move like I used to. I don't run like I used to. I used to do that thing where I had to, push myself out of the bed just because everything hurt. We could barely bend down and tie my shoes or put my underwear on.
I admit there are times.
Yes, but I will say, because I do the strength training, because now I realize I'm going to have to continue to do this on some level if I want to still feel like I do now. Because right now I feel good. I don't even think about my back until like a weird moment when it hurts.
Right.
And then sometimes even when I feel it hurt, I'm like, oh, did I miss my classes this week? Oh yeah, I didn't go. I hadn't been to the gym in a week.
And you're like, okay. And I like that, because when you make it a routine, then the motivation is, oh my gosh, I missed it.
I missed it.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go.
When am I gonna go back? Right. That's true. So if you incorporate just a little bit of strength training, like here and there, even if it's, while you're sitting at your desk, you got a little dumbbell or just getting up and down out of your seat.
And I think it comes from, because it is, like you said, it's really simple sometimes to just move. And we just won't do it because we're making it be so much more than what it needs to be.
Then it has to be.
Because we all sit in a chair or sitting somewhere. Why you can't just stand up, sit back down? Like, what's stopping you?
Girl, my daughter likes to come in here because, this is actually my desk because I work remotely now. And she likes to come in here. It's a stand-up desk. And she'll see me sitting. Sometimes I'll be in my chair working, just, kind of click back, barely sitting up. And then she'll come in and she'll just push the button. And she's like, Mama, you're supposed to be standing.
But you know what? I was going to ask you, because I watch you all interact and I love it. I wanted to ask you about the support, because I think that's a big part of what you've been through too. So how was that with the support from your kids and your husband? And
oh my God,
that I mean, to me, some people don't have that.
And it makes all the difference in the world. And I have to tell you, Lisa, that's why I know I'm so blessed in that way, because not only did I have my family, I mean, my kids, my parents, all my relatives, and my job, even like the people at my job were so supportive. I mean, they did everything for me to be able to continue to work, and they bring me food and I had a support group meeting that I used to go to, and that was helpful too. But helped me put things in perspective, because a lot of those women I realized did not have the same support that I did. Like,
Yeah.
some people would come in with a whole different attitude than what I had. And they're like, yeah, I don't tell nobody at my job. I just wear my wig. And on the days when I go in for my chemo, I just tell them that I have a therapy appointment. And, because I can't let them know that I'm going through cancer, because I don't want anybody to try to take my job.
Oh, right.
And I was just like, wow, and I would just pray for those people,
You
because
have
I'm
to
like,
worry about that.
yes, because I'm like, you need everything, mind, body, and spirit to fight,
Absolutely.
and like your mental, has a lot to do with it. So I was at least glad they were coming to the support groups, and they could talk and they could vent, to folks, because I worried about those people, because I couldn't imagine having to go to work and not only have to go through cancer, but have to hide it, have to feel
Right.
that you can't, not hide it because you just want to, and that's just who you are, but hide it because you feel like you have to, and that you don't have a choice. And, and I would just try to be as supportive as I could be for those people, and, and give them, other things that they could do where they could feel like they could release
Right.
some of this. But it helped me put it in perspective and know that I was fortunate, because I really do think that helped me in my journey. Because a lot of times the treatments are effective and they work. But then sometimes the treatments could actually end up causing like adverse reactions.
Okay.
Because you're literally putting poison in your
Right.
body. You put the poison in your body, and then you got to take this other poison that's supposed to help your red blood cells not
Right.
get killed by the other poison.
And feel good behind all of that, right?
Right. So it's like, yes, I felt like I needed everything, just to help me, my mental, handle that, because I feel like a lot of that take you down and make you sicker. So yes, I had a wonderful support from my kids. Now, of course, when they were young with the first diagnosis, it was pretty devastating for them. But I think because I tried to, kind of maintain normalcy in their
Yeah.
lives, I think sometimes they would forget what I was
Yeah.
going through.
Probably, yeah.
Girl, they'd be running around the living room making noise, and I'd be over in the corner, having gone and had my treatments, and be asking them like, "Hey, can somebody bring me the so and so?" And then they'd be over there laughing like, "Look at mommy can't even get up." And I had to tell them, I was like, you don't know. They're like, "Oh yeah, mommy, we're sorry, of course, we love you."
But imagine how now, even seeing you go through that and how you handled it,
Yeah.
how it probably has a major effect on how they deal with the things that they deal with.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yes.
it has to make you feel good, because it
Mhm.
indirectly it strengthens them.
Yes. No,
Because
it
they
does.
pushing through, then
Mhm.
they can't find reasons not to, because I saw mom do it. So
Right. And I have to say that does make that actually in turn makes me proud of them, because I'm not gonna lie, Lisa, when I started doing more things for myself, after going through what I went through, and I started to feel like, okay, well, stop feeling guilty, and you need to go out here and take care of yourself, so you continue to be a good mom and a wife and all those things. And I started to feel guilty sometimes. But then once I started to see my kids, write essays about me, or, make a post about me on their little, on their Instagram page. And I look at I'm like, I'd go off, run some race. I'd be off in New York, and they'd steal my pictures, be like, look at my mom. She's in New York.
And I was over here bragging on you too. And I was like, we didn't talk that often, but I would say she is doing all these amazing things just because that's what inspiration is. And I think people don't look for it sometimes. And it's unfortunate, because sometimes the smallest things can give you that extra push to remind you that life is for living. So
yes, life is for living.
Can't give up.
And that has inspired my girls, and I do think it's made them stronger, made them realize that there's a lot that that we can endure, that we can overcome. And it's, and it's, it's up to us to get out there and make a difference. But the funniest thing that they said to me, and I had to laugh, is that sometimes, and I guess it's just because I'm getting older and I'm their mom, because of course they feel like they have to kind of look after me now. But
it's like their sister. I'm just saying, you wouldn't know if you were with them. I'm just saying.
Yes, but they know
they know, but you won't know that's
when I'll be like, what y'all say? Like, tell me that joke again. I don't get it. But they told me that they think I'm fragile. Like, I was like, y'all think I'm fragile?
Why did they say that?
They were like, they said, because I guess because of all that I've been through, they feel like that they have to kind of look after me. Even, I'm out here running around doing flips and just playing, but occasionally I'll do it and fall. And so I was surprised to hear them say that. And I guess because they saw me when I was fragile, as I was going through, the treatments and stuff like that. I think they saw me in those vulnerable moments, and that's what they go back to. Like if I do the slightest thing, like I'll stumble, or just, I'm clumsy anyway, and I'll trip or something. I think in those moments they feel like, oh, we got to take care of mom.
But it keeps them attentive to you.
Yeah.
Which to me, when you start to get older, because I do, I feel like your kids should be, you take care of them all your life, and to see them understand the role that they should play as you get older, as we get older.
It's
wonderful to see, because it's like, oh, you do realize that you should be helping me.
Yeah, you should be helping mom. So it's crazy. On one hand, they're like, oh, our mom is the strongest person I know, and then they're like, oh, mommy.
Right. But are you okay? You okay?
Yeah. So you know what? I said, okay, that's fine. You guys can think what you want. So that lets me know when I am fragile that y'all will be there.
They're looking out. Good looking out. Yeah. And that just means also, kudos to you and your husband, because you just raised very caring and thoughtful beings that know how it is to appreciate, what people have gone through.
Right.
That they can still be strong and fragile at the same time, which is true.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
That is so true. Because no matter how strong we are, all of us we need help at some time, at some point.
I think and I thought just in that moment, I thought about how we talk about, when people say, oh, have you checked on your strongest friends? Because I do think the mistake is that when you seem strong, people don't bother. They're just like, you got it.
She got it.
It's an awful feeling when you are one of those people who keeps pushing, and then you realize when you turn around that everybody's gone to help someone else because they're like, oh, well, she just keeps pushing. So
and
that's like not true. And they've learned that lesson through you. That just because she's strong doesn't mean there's times when she needs you.
Yes, like something, things can't happen. And
absolutely.
Absolutely. We gotta be that support system for each other. So
and that's really how it's supposed to go. Like, we take care of the kids all of their lives, and
girl,
when they get older, I know I got the heart. My son reminds me, actually all my kids remind me that, Ma, I had to go get your water, and can you run downstairs and give me water? And my legs work just fine, but now I watch my daughter do it with my grandson, and she's like, can you go downstairs again? I'm like, oh.
See,
like, well, that's one of the reasons that so we understand,
girl. It's a cycle.
It is.
We all do it, and I know we've all done this. Gotten upstairs, gotten into bed, and you hear, one of your kids around, so you yell out to them like, "Hey, can you come here?" And they come in the room like, "Can you turn that light off for a second?"
I am so guilty. I am so guilty. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something right now, because my son for Christmas, he thought that this was funny, because I am one of them people. I would come in. Can you come in here? Can you turn that down? It's like you sitting right in here.
Right.
And I'm like, don't talk back. Just do what I asked you
Just
to do.
just do what I say. Right.
This is so funny. We're talking about this, but one Christmas, he decided to give me some gifts. I've used some of them, but he decided to give me these coupons.
Oh,
Give me some ice coupons. I have 3 left. Okay. He gave these to me years ago when he was much younger. He's grown and married and everything, but he thought this was the funniest thing, and I couldn't do anything but laugh because he was like, every time I turn around, Mom, you want me to go get you a cup of ice? But what I do appreciate now is that they've gotten older. Even though they talk about it, I think that they love to do those little things for you. And so I feel blessed as well because you know there are a lot of people out there that don't have anybody to help them through.
They don't have that.
Getting a cup of ice or anything. So I don't take it for granted, but I still got my 3 coupons. I just want to if he ever says anything, I still have 3.
Give me some. Oh, I love that.
It was the funniest thing when I opened it up. I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "You have." I think I had 5.
Oh wow.
I haven't used these because I was like, I'm not giving you no coupon to go. Just go give me some ice. But I love the concept of it. But I'm so glad that you joined me tonight because I love the reminders to people. I think that people are going through all kinds of things. And just you represent so much strength. I think more than you realize it. That when you're just doing your thing, there's somebody that's watching and reminded that okay, let me keep going. And I love the way you share your story. You're very humble about it. And that's why I like to expose hidden treasures because I kind of see you as one of those hidden treasures that unless you're close to you or know you or something, you might not understand, what you represent. But for me, even not having gone through that, you represent that for me. And I'm just proud of all the things that you've been doing.
Thank you.
Plus you from Washington, D.C., right? So
yes. That's where I was born.
DMV fam, I like to shout us out anytime we do. But also, there are a lot of people out there that have gone through as breast cancer survivors, and also we'll be talking to guys with prostate because I know in my husband's family and how we need to, get checked out.
Men need to do so much better, and prostate is also one of those that's survivable, and that's if men get checkups. And what's the other one that men are they were talking about digestive cancer?
Oh yes.
And then, like some of the last
colon cancer, something colon.
Yes. So we remind men to get their colonoscopies.
Well, and women too, because I need to do better.
Yes, we do too. Yes,
I do.
Yes, and that's the thing about being a cancer survivor is that I'm more inclined to get a lot more screenings and get them even younger than other people. So, and that's why I feel like I like to put out certain things that inspire people because I do feel fortunate having gone through what I went through and how I went through it because it's allowed me to live a healthier life and to be monitored for the rest of my life.
And you can tell you having gone through that, you can actually share with people like firsthand what it feels like, what you went through, and why, because a lot of times people are like, why I gotta do all this, and this is why. And
the sad part about it, one of the things that I hated the most, not hated, but just as I got through my camp, the last one, I said, and I felt great. I was like, I'm a survivor. I'm still here. But now I'm like, well, now I got to be here to watch other people have cancer. Now I got to watch other people go through this. And I've had at least a handful of folks that I know. And then recently, at least 3 other women that I'm aware of that are now being diagnosed. But the one thing I feel fortunate about is that I was there and they knew to reach out to me. And I was able to, just to give them a little bit of advice, a little reassurance, and just arm them with certain things that they might not have known about. So yes, that makes me feel good.
And that's
share.
the part right there. I mean, we all experience and go through things for a reason. And
Mhm.
I think, yours actually was shown that the reason that you may have gone through some of the things was because there was going to be somebody else that was in your vicinity that needed some help, reassurance, whatever it was, and you were there.
Yeah.
And had you not gone through what you went through, you might not have known what to say. So sometimes
Right.
we go through some of these things so that
Mhm.
when we run into someone who goes through it, we know, so we can help.
Right. We can
Um,
help you.
so I
Yes.
definitely want to bring you back, and we're going to talk about some of this marathon stuff you got going on to maybe motivate some of us to at least walk. Okay,
Hey.
walk
Yes.
before you run.
Y'all got 2 feet, 2 legs.
Absolutely. I'm talking to myself, y'all too. So don't get mad if I'm just talking. I'm talking to me too.
Yes.
But I did want to leave you all with this. I tried to, leave something before we say goodbye, which is I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Please remember that as we push through, not just with breast cancer, observing domestic violence is this month, and also I think it's bullying as well. National Bullying Prevention Month, and also domestic violence. But whatever you may be going through, just you got to keep pushing through. Don't give up. And I hope that Angie provided you with just some inspiration to just keep going. I know she does for me. It was a long time ago that we were connected, but I'm so grateful and blessed to be able to still stay connected to some people because I needed to see this for some reason. The connection stay. And one of the today or tonight is one of those moments. Why? So I appreciate you, Angie. Let everybody know so they can just kind of follow your journey and check you out in your social media before we say goodnight.
All right. Well, I'll tell you my Instagram, my IG, because that's where I post all of my workouts and running adventures, and then with my daughter. But mine is Angie Runs 16. That's my Instagram page, and then my daughter, our mother-daughter duo page, is One Fit Movement. That's spelled all the way out, ONE Fit Movement.
And y'all got to check it out because they are awesome. She has the same energy her mother has. So you all, like, sometimes I'm sitting still, and when I watch one of your videos, my legs start moving or something, like, okay, I can do it. I can do a little bit of that, or I can do that step to the right. But I truly appreciate your energy. I appreciate your positive attitude on life. And just thank you for representing. You are definitely what I would consider a trailblazer in this world in this life.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, not just because we are Spelman sisters, and the DMV we represent. So that's a whole bunch of stuff right there in itself. So she wasn't gonna be able to lose with that. But I appreciate you, and I would definitely love for you and your daughter to come back and talk about what you do with the fitness, and maybe get us up a little bit.
Yes.
Things. Let's talk about doing that. Girl. But thank you so much.
Yes, I'm all about it. And I appreciate you too. So thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime you can come here and teach us something. You ain't never gonna hurt nobody. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. As you do every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. You all know that I'm on all social media platforms, so you'll be able to catch snippets over on TikTok. I'm trying to learn this thing, TikTok. I do love it, but it's a whole nother beast.
You're doing your thing. I see you.
I'm having some fun, y'all. I'm not really doing all of the stuff they tell you to do. I'm just having some fun with it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's even keep it moving. So y'all find something to do and and do it. Okay.
And do it. Exactly.
Do it. So until next week we actually have a guest from India. So it's going to be a global international interview, but she's been on the show before, and we're talking about education and parenting. And she's sharing a little bit about how she talks over in India about how important parenting is to educating our children. So hopefully you'll be able to tune in and check that out for the month of October. But until next Thursday at 7 p.m., behave yourself at least as much as you can. Uh, and we will see you then. So have a great one, and we'll see you next time.